You're listening to Don't Waste Water.
Hi, Sudhir. Welcome to the show.
Pleasure, Antoine.
I'm very curious about what you just exposed to me in a couple of sentences about your company, but for everybody's benefits, can you do your best elevator pitch?
My name is Sudhir Gadh. I'm a doctor. I'm a psychiatrist here in New York. My company is called Third Element Water. The link there is that we have found a wonderful source of lithiated water in West Texas and bottled it, but instead of just selling that water, I'm raising awareness about not just the quality and the amount of water around the world, but content, the minerals. What are those total dissolved solids? And what is the best solid in there? It's actually lithium. The best waters in the world, around the world, in replicated research, hot springs, whether it's Edipsis in Greece, to Baden-Baden, Germany, to Champagne, France, to Osaka, Japan, blue zones and indigo zones, they all have certain amounts of lithium in their water.
Specifically lithium or lithium and other stuff?
Absolutely. Lithium and the rest. So it's a team approach, right?
Okay.
There's magnesium, calcium, potassium, and an array of course, sodium and such. So it's really this pantheon, I would say, of minerals that makes water more amplifying is the right word, right? I mean, lithium is a conductor of electricity. We are electrical beings, and so small amounts actually improve electrical balance. Immunologically, there have been now effects on my own research along with the folks in Spain, Galicia Sur, about lithium's effects on COVID and post-COVID syndrome. So we're looking at minerals now as, more than just something we take for granted.
Are we speaking of minerals in bottled water, or where would you have a chance to bring back that lithium into the water equation?
We're looking at it on a spectrum. I research lithium. I research low-dose lithium, not just lithium for bipolar disorder, which is hundreds of times higher than what we find naturally. But I research low dose and the wellness nutritional component, which is microdose, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
The way we can include it is to improve awareness that this is not something to be afraid of, but rather embrace. And so if we look at our water and hope that and demand that it not just be clean and free of lead and copper and bacteria, but then we want to take it to another level and make sure, why not? Why can't we just have not just clean water, but enhanced water, the same as in some of the best places in the world where spring water comes from? Let's recreate that municipally.
Wasn't it 7-Up, which had this original recipe with lithium inside?
The original name was called Bib Label Lithiated Lemon Lime Soda. And it was called 7 because the atomic mass of lithium is 6.9. And it made you feel up. So this is not a downer. This is a mood elevator. The latest research in terms of associative research around the world and people who are drinking lithiated water at up to 1 milligram per liter is that there's less, not just suicide, homicide, crime, Alzheimer's, psychosis, but there's greater wellness.
So you're raising awareness and you're showcasing scientific evidence that it is beneficial for people's health. What's the next step? How do you elevate the lithium content in water which doesn't contain any?
You can, the way we've done with fluoride, the way we've done with chloride, you can create a safe recipe of mineral addition. We've done it. It's available for purchase to put in your glass of water. You have a liter of water and you take our product and put it in there, it will supercharge that water.
Like a pill?
It's a powder.
Okay.
It's a small packet of powder. And that's what we can do on a micro scale. We could do it on a macro scale as well. And as a result, improve health. Because you know that if you have bad water, your health is affected. Growth is stunted, brain development is stunted, illness is higher, rates of living are lower lifespan. You can actually enhance all of the above with enhanced water too.
Potable water is a quite harsh norm. Depending on the country, it might be even stricter than others. Some mineral waters, if you were to pass them through that detector, would tell you it's not potable. It might be good, you can decide to drink the mineral water if you wish, but it couldn't be distributed at the tap because it's not potable. What does your powder, how does it fit with regards to that potable norm? Are you still within that potable norm, or would you go above some of the minerals?
We wouldn't go above. I think it's about finding that beautiful mean, that median even, right? Where we know that certain waters, let's say certain bottled waters that I love, right? Vichy Catalan, Borjomi. But those are extreme salty waters. They're not for everyone. They are supercharged waters, right? As is Third Element. That's not what I'm going to recommend we drink in the tap. you're going to pull that down and find a comfortable middle. But what we have now is on the other end, we don't have anything in our waters. We strip the waters and we put in only chloride and fluoride. But we can add proper minerals, and there are deficiencies in this country, in the United States, of vitamin D at staggering rates, of calcium at remarkable rates, magnesium deficiencies, because our terroir is eroded. We can offset a lot of chronic health issues just at the very basic level of enhancing the water. We enhance salt. The Chinese figured that out 3,000 years ago. We enhance toothpaste and water now with fluoride. We enhance bread with folate and B12. Save a lot of babies that way. We're just moving to what's sensible.
What's your business plan there? Is it B2C, like you would distribute your powder? Is it B2B, like you would help utilities to bring back some minerals?
Yes, so it's B2B and B2C, right? We want to improve awareness on the consumer end and the grassroots level, and with folks like you who are so knowledgeable and engineers in this field to give us credibility as well as, a stamp of, yeah, I understand this is not quackery, this is real, and then move into municipal aspects, because that's the fear zone. We're having problems even selling a life-saving vaccine to people these days. As a doctor, I understand both sides of this, but we want to enhance health on the consumer side, but also educate individuals and help larger communities. I've done a lot of one-on-one. I want to do one-on-many now.
Where are you in terms of deployment of your solution?
Well, we're talking with certain municipal communities in the country, having conversations with people abroad as well. Look at the example of India, where there's a lot of investment in just cleaning up water and in reducing pollution of water. We can do both. We can say enhance water as well as improve its potability. We don't have to just stay potable. We can be powerful too.
You mentioned your studies on the positive health effects. Is it something you can openly share?
Of course. If you look up the term low-dose lithium, just like you look up low-dose vitamin C or high-dose vitamin C, that concept did not exist 10 years ago in terms of PubMed and searchability. One of the first people to write papers on that was me, and there are many other great doctors that are now writing about this and publishing peer-reviewed, replicated, global vetted research. The first article is now from Canada, which has a national health system, and it talks about the non-psychiatric benefits of low-dose lithium in terms of inflammatory health, muscle retention. GSK3 is an enzyme that ages your brain. We all have it, and it rises as we age. So our brains get a little harder to be pliable, to learn. Our sleep changes as we age. REM sleep goes down, deep sleep goes down. But lithium, in tiny amounts, in the right amounts, reduces that GSK3 enzyme enough to enhance REM sleep. So you dream more, your brain is cleansed more, you stay younger, top down.
And so it's really something which anyone can dive in and test it. It's not like something which might be dangerous if it's too highly dosed. Or
you can get low-dose lithium over the counter. You can also ask your doctor for it. So there's no cost barrier. This is not a patent. Our formula is a patent. But the concept is, it started the Big Bang, this element. It's everywhere. But I think if you look at it, and if you're convinced by perhaps pharma or whomever to look at it and see that it's dangerous, you're missing the fact that small amounts are actually already in you and in the earth and integral.
I was discussing taste of water some minutes ago with Milind Patel. How does that affect the taste of water? And if it does affect the taste of water, does it affect it positively? Which would be an additional argument, to be honest.
But it's saltier, a little touch saltier. And that can be adjusted, right? We're going to recognize sodium as a real salt. Lithium is a salt too, but you're never going to use it in the amount of milligrams that you use sodium. You are never going to sprinkle lithium on a steak, okay? You are going to use tiny amounts, but it'll make it a tiny bit saltier, a little sharper. It doesn't really affect the taste. It's the whole team of minerals that make water, either more creamy or tart or sharp. Patel is a, progressive guys, water sommelier in London. We were chatting about this concept and we're on the same page.
What's your outlook? Like if you're looking into 5-10 years in the future, what's the impact you want to have?
I want to show that wherever we have brought this into lives, it has improved lives and we can measure results. And I've done that on the low-dose lithium vitamin range, that when we've introduced that, we've shown the proof of concept in bodies, but we also want to show it in communities. That takes faith, that takes courage for someone to say, you know what, it sounds bold, it sounds crazy, but actually, is it really crazy for a leader, mayor, politician to say, I want to give my people the same water as that they drink in the Dolomites, that they drink in Sardinia, that they drink in northern France. We just want to create and give you the transparency. These are the mineral contents there. This is what we have. We're going to improve it. And you can bathe in better water. You can drink that water. You can enjoy it. And it will lead to changes in terms of health. I would like to see that happen and prove it the same way that people who live near Vichy-Catalan go there every few weeks to take those waters.
Well, it's a fascinating field, which I have to confess I didn't even know existed. So it's interesting. I'd be super happy to look into your studies. I'd love to dig deeper in those topics. So I'm looking forward to discovering even more, and maybe we might have a simple conversation after that.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening to Don't Waste Water. This podcast was brought to you by GF Piping Systems. Loved this episode? Head over to Apple Podcasts to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. See you next time.